you know it's going to be a wild, wild Western Conference when the defending champions are in as the 8th seed. That's how deep the NHL Western Conference playoffs are here in 2024. Welcome back to the Shootout, the NHL betting and prediction show here on the Bandwagon Sports YouTube channel. I'm your host, DaRock, and I'm going to be going through here my predictions today for every Western Conference series in the first round. So, I do know the game ones have already happened, but I'm going to do a quick little scheduling rant here for the NHL. So the NHL last week, for some reason, in their last week of the season, did not really have to decide to have a day where, all the teams played, and there was, a bunch of drama. So, the Eastern Conference, all the seeds were set by, Tuesday. The Western Conference had games at 9:30 p.m. my time, 10:30 Eastern, starting to determine the playoff seeding. How is that a good idea to have that much of a gap before you determine have meaningful games start at that time? That just makes no sense to me. And for some reason makes even less sense. The past couple of years, the NHL, they've just started their playoffs on Monday, and then it's been simple. Every team plays every other day. For some reason this year, they decided to move up the start to Saturday. And the East started Saturday, but then the West didn't start till Sunday. So now it's out of order, what days are what. There's teams that are going to be playing 3 days in between games. I know it's weird. Looking down the line, if the Tampa-Florida series goes 7, they have 4 days between game 6 and game 7. So the other series can catch up because that one's for some reason be way at everyone else. So I'm sorry, little scheduling rant, does not matter, but just kind of annoying that the NHL switched their format on me. That's kind of what I love about the NHL playoffs, is that you play every other day. It's not like the NBA where there's these random third days in between, but this year the NHL is doing that, so I guess I can't shit on the NBA for doing it too much because now the NBA or the NHL is going to the NBA model. Makes me a little mad. So because of that, I decided to wait until every team had played the first game of their series to then do my predictions, as opposed to having some series start, others not quite yet. So just make it standard. So we're going to start with the Stars and the Golden Knights, the 1 seed in the Western Conference, the Dallas Stars, taking on those, like I mentioned, defending champion Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas won game 1 tonight, 3-2, so they already stole a game on the road. They're the first Western Conference team to win on the road, only one. Going through the season series quick here. A lot of these games happened a while ago. So on October 17th, the Knights won in a shootout 3-2. They also then won 2-1 in Dallas on November 22nd, and then won in Dallas once again 6-1 on December 9th. So like I said, those games were a while ago. This is the third playoff meeting between the two teams. First time it's going to happen in the first round, as the previous two both happened in the Western Conference Final. The first one being in the bubble in 2020. Dallas won that 4-1. And then last year's Western Conference Final, Golden Knights won 4-2. So these two teams have split their 2 previous playoff meetings. And I think this time I'm leaning Dallas. Vegas, they're one of these teams, they just really have not impressed me. I really was higher on them. Like I said, they're defending champions. Maybe that is a little bit of a Stanley Cup hangover. Mark Stone was injured. He came back tonight, scored the first goal of the game. Like I said, they are off to a good start here, winning game 1 on the road in Dallas. But before the series, my prediction was the Stars. I just think this is the Stars' time. Jake Ottinger, he can very well steal a series for you here in the playoffs, one of the best goalies. They have, veteran guys like Tyler Seguin, Joe Pavelski, but then also have, younger guys like Jason Robertson who can score the puck, put the puck in the net. I think Dallas has a little bit more offense. Vegas does have a lot of offensive guys too. Mark Stone, Jack Eichel, but I do think the Stars, they're a team I've been high on all year, so I'm going to go with them to win the series. But honestly, especially after tonight, I could see it going 7 games. So I'm going to go Dallas wins in 7 games. Then the other series here in the Central Division, the Winnipeg Jets, they're the 2 seed up against the Colorado Avalanche, the 3rd seed in the division. These teams actually had the 3rd and 4th most points, though, in the Western Conference. So 2 really good teams going at it here in the first round. Winnipeg won all 3 meetings in the season series on December 7th, winning 4-2. December 16th at home, winning 6-2, and then once again winning in Colorado on April 13th recently, 7-0. So a lot of goals there from Winnipeg. They once again did that 7-6 win in Game 1 on Sunday. Honestly, probably the best game of the weekend until, some of Monday night's games here. I mean, this Carolina Islanders game was really good on Monday night. So was that Vegas game. Boston, Toronto. I mean, really all the games were pretty good on Monday night. But I still think, Winnipeg, Colorado game 1 was probably the game of the first round so far. And I could see a lot of high-scoring ones this one. I really don't think Alexander Georgiev is a good goalie. He has not been playing very well as of late for Colorado. His save percentage has dropped below 90%, which not great for an NHL goalie. Connor Hellebuyck, like I said, did allow 6 goals game 1, but he's a goalie too that I think, he could steal a series. Winnipeg, they have guys like Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele. Like, guys can put the puck in the net. Colorado, they're one of those teams, they won the Stanley Cup 2 years ago, but maybe there are times kind of passed them by a little bit. Haven't been as impressed with them this year. They could have very easily, taken this 2 seed, maybe even won the division, but they slipped up late in the year. They fall to third place. It was very chance for them to get it, but they didn't capitalize. And I think not having home ice is really what could hurt them in this series. I think it's gonna be close. I mean, game 1 was a close one, was a shootout, went back and forth. So once again, I'm gonna go 7 games this one. I'm gonna go Winnipeg since they have that home ice. The whiteout atmosphere is crazy in Winnipeg. Give me the Jets in 7 as well. And then moving on to the Pacific Division playoffs, the Canucks, the 2 seed in the West, 1 seed, won the Pacific Division. First appearance in the playoffs in 2015. They're taking on the Nashville Predators. Predators had a good second half of the season. They were supposed to go to a U2 concert when they were in Vegas, but they weren't playing well. So coaches nixed that trip. You're not going to the concert. You're not playing well. And since then, they've been on a heater, playing really well. However, Vancouver, once again, another one where the one team won all 3 games of the season meeting, and that was the Canucks. They on October 24th, they won 3-2. On October 31st, they won 5-2 at home. And then on December 19th, they won 5-2 in Nashville once again. So once again, another series, though, where those meetings were a long time ago. The only other previous meeting between these two teams in the playoffs was the 2011 Western Conference semifinals, which the Canucks won 4-2. But, I mean, that obviously long time ago, 2 different regimes of these 2 teams. Vancouver's the one team, they're inexperienced. Like I said, first playoff experience since 2015. Nashville, while they haven't gone super far in a while, they have been in the playoffs. They've been in the hunt, so they're more experienced. UC Saros is a really good goaltender. Thatcher Demko, though, good too for the Canucks, playing well this year. Like I mentioned, though, Nashville was hot the second half of the year. Vancouver kind of slipped up a little bit. They got off to a big lead, really hot start, but then just kind of were able to coast and hold on. Edmonton was coming hot on their tail a little bit since they had a good second half of the year, but Vancouver, they hold on, they win the division. Kind of split on this one, too. I don't really want to be all chalk. So far, I've picked the top 2 seeds. Nashville was up in Vancouver early in Game 1 before Vancouver came back and won. Pains me to do it, but like I said, it's more just because I don't want to pick all the top seeds. I don't want to pick chalk. I'm going with the Predators to win this one. NHL not as much as NBA, where the young teams, kind of need to take their lumps, but I think, like I said, Vancouver, not really super playoff experience. A great year from them, but it might just not be their time quite yet. I'm going to go with the Predators to upset the Canucks. They win this series in 6 games. Like I said, just kind of keep that hot streak that they had in the second half of the year going. And then the final series here in the Western Conference. 3rd straight year these 2 teams are meeting in the first round. It's the Edmonton Oilers and the Los Angeles Kings. Edmonton won 3 of the 4 season meetings between these 2 teams, winning in a shootout on December 30th, 3-2. They lost on February 10th, 4-0 in LA, but then the 2 home games they won, winning 4-2 on February 26th, and then 4-1 back on March 28th. Like I mentioned, these 2 teams have met in the first round each of the past 2 seasons. In 2022, Edmonton won in 7 games, and then in 2023, last year, Edmonton won in 6 games. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are 2 of the best goal scorers, offensive players on the planet. They had a great game. McDavid had 5 assists here in Game 1. Zach Hyman also added a hat trick for them. For Edmonton, it's really just going to be, can they outscore LA? I personally think they can. I mean, Stuart Skinner played all right tonight, played well. However, this was a bit of a high-scoring one, too, winning 7-4. But, I mean, they beat them the last 2 years in the playoffs. I really just kind of think the trend continues. I really like Edmonton. They're a team, when I made an NHL video a while ago, I said, hey, could they make the conference finals or like maybe even win the Western Conference, win the Stanley Cup? I do like, after they fired their coach early in the season after that slow start, they really turned things around. I do like them to win this series. I like them to get to the Western Conference Finals because, I think they can knock off Nashville in the next round, or if it's Vancouver. So I do think the Oilers are probably the best team here in the Pacific Division of the 4 in this playoff spot. So that's why I think I like them to win. Honestly, you know what? It keeps going down. I'm gonna be bold. Give me the Oilers in 5 games this year. I think they win one of the games in LA and then are just able to take care of business at home for all their home games. So that'll wrap it up. Those are my predictions for the Western Conference. Let me know yours down below. Make sure to drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy NBA, NHL content. We're going to be doing this all the time, like I'm saying. My apologies once again for the weird scheduling for these NHL videos. Hopefully I can try to figure out a bit of a routine like I think I have for NBA. So, like I said, just keep watching, subscribing. There will be content almost daily. This is the best time of the year for sports. I do not know how you could not be a sports fan this time of year. It's so much fun. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.